Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to From the Depths with me, Lathrix, and of course, welcome back to the campaign, in which I have just spawned in our rocket and satellite. Now, originally, I was considering not using these in the campaign at all, since we're trying to be Scrapper-esque, with the tanks kind of having the idea of tanks we have stolen from other factions and done them up, and yeah, this is still a satellite and rocket. A self-landing rocket, so that is a little bit advanced, even for that suspension of disbelief, but overall, I think it's okay, and I'm sure someone can come up with some decent lore for it, hint hint, and perhaps a name for the two. The rocket and the satellite will definitely have to be named differently, because I want to use the rocket to launch other satellites in the future, although they will very rarely be for attacking, if at all. Honestly, I can't see myself building an attack satellite outside of just for fun in the sandbox mode, because they are the most overpowered thing ever in this game. The enemies are just not designed to attack flying. Just anything in space. But today, that's not the main goal. We're about to do that in a second anyway. Today, we're going to knock out the Dustwind gypsies, finally. Honestly, this shouldn't be too difficult. Our vehicles are already at the level where they're dealing with the lightning hoods quite effectively. So a couple of the scorpion tanks, I think, will be enough, honestly, because they chew through wooden armor so easily, and they have decent enough armor that they can easily withstand small advanced cannon fire and easily withstand lasers and cram cannons, so it shouldn't be all that hard to just steamroll all the way through and take them out. After which, we are going to declare war on another faction, which I will let you vote for in the comments. Just tell me, or I might actually put a poll on the video. I'm not too sure. If there is one, it's there now. Either way, let's just launch the thing finally, and let's get this started. Oh, also, I just decided we're not going to go with a poll because this isn't a democracy. I am overlord of this campaign. But in all seriousness, I think I've got an idea where I want to go next, but feedback is still very much welcome. So, at the moment, we still start this in the really silly way of having to go inside the vehicle very briefly and just turning it on, which is done like this. You know, it's kind of sad how slow it has to go because of the multiple parts. Am I actually in the rocket? Oh. Well, my avatar's gone forever. There we are, the lovely little landing pads there, going back into the rocket. Let's just make sure it works. I think I've saved the newest version. It should do. I've also changed a few of the settings, so it no longer uses just altitude, it uses height above land or sea, which means it's actually taking into account where the land is. There we are, the satellite is off, and yet that's completely stable, in fact better than the test flights. Oh, look at how effective that is, and we could easily make that satellite aspect bigger. The antenna could be made much bigger, but look at that. That is so much better than our balloon versions. That's awesome. Rocket, where's the rocket? There is the rocket. I'll be honest, I may have launched this like 10 times in the sandbox mode afterwards because I just love this part. There's just something about this section which makes me really happy. So I just want to launch other things for the sake of using this rocket. Now, of course, we could scrap the rocket now. We no longer need to use it. It's got its job done. It's going to be a while till we make another satellite, and then we can always just remake this. Or we could just leave it here, and then just build the satellite and attach it and send it off. Here comes the bouncing. The only part I don't like. Yeah. This'll take a while, but it will eventually rest. So it turns out, at the start of this video, and pretty much for the entire last video, my microphone was far too sensitive. Honestly, for the last week or so, I've been having a series of technical problems with recordings, just everything. And I think it's a bit of a joint effort of my microphone and recording software, both really messing up at the moment. So I will be taking steps to improve that. But for the rest of this video, if there is still the odd crackle and audio issue, I do apologise. I will be fixing it as soon as possible. Now, before we go off and kill, let's see if we can improve how far this satellite can see. And wow, that is really high up. I mean, it is in space, so yeah, it is kind of high up, isn't it? What a shock I just laid upon everyone. Okay, still fairly small. No, it looks to be basically the same. Stop doing that. So it's just past the 79. Let's see if we can maybe extend it this way. And if this doesn't do anything, we'll just give up. Yeah, it looks like that's pretty much maxed out then. Maybe it needs to be even higher up in the air, I suppose. But that's about it. Okay, back to the whole war thing. So we have our main vehicles coming back, but what I think I'm going to do is just make some new vehicles. So, Dauntless, can you please go over there? Grab the resources from the resource zone we recently stole, and then go all the way over here with that resource, and then we can use that to build our forces up. I'm thinking a few copters, a lot of the Scorpion tanks, and maybe a couple of mosquitoes just for the fun of it. They, of course, are our sled vehicles, our little sand gliders. Sand skimmers. Sand. The Dauntless is now nice and full and heading towards our emplacement over here. That shouldn't be too bad. And actually, let's just put the tanks back over there. I know I just moved them over here anyway, but it'd be easier to put them here just in case the Lightning Hoods attack whilst I'm trying to attack the Dustwind Gypsies. So our entire force basically becomes the defense force. So it turns out we had way more money than I thought we had, which is absolutely lovely. So we have 66,000. So what I'm going to do is build 2 of the Scorpions, and then build a full set of the copters. There we are, all of that is now happily being built. I do actually have 1 spare copter as well, I completely forgot about. Now, you need to go further back, good, because we're about to start luring the enemy out. Shall I move the satellite over here? I mean, that would be beneficial, but it's way too slow. We could actually improve the satellite. If we just add a manual thruster to go forwards, that literally will be it to fooling the game into thinking it's a little bit faster than it actually is. Because at the moment, well, it's 3 meters per second. It's incredibly slow. Is that working? Close enough. And now the max speed is 11. Okay, good enough. Good enough. Now the satellite has a manual thrust system, and you could make it go all the way to 11 meters per second, which is good considering that cost actually no resources because I just scrapped parts of the satellite itself, which seems safe. I would totally ride a satellite built by me. Totally would. Yep. Totally would. Yep, that's it. That was a stable thing I just did. That's not... Oh, that's good. That's safe. Okay, I've decided we're going to spawn in 1 mosquito to go with the tanks and the copters, and then as soon as that's built, we're going to go to war. I'm still tempted to declare war against the Onyx Watch, honestly. I'll just put down a defense turret here or 2, and it'll be fun to be fighting on 3 fronts, but maybe I could just wait until the end. It really won't be long. As soon as we get moving, this should be pretty straightforward. This should be a surgical strike straight into the heart of the Dustwind Gypsies. So I think I'll move here, 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 and then the boss should be here. So 3 regular fights, well maybe 4 actually, because I may have to draw out the 4th. Then after that, we own yet another unlimited resource zone, which will be a massive deal for the entire faction. In other words, us. It's just a big deal for us. And with that, it's time to make our move. So, why did I pull you all the way back? I know the satellite is making its way over here at 11 meters per second. Ooh. But there's no reason to move you out. I know there's definitely enemies there, but I don't know about here. Let's find out. We can do for all of you, just change you to air for a second.
Airborne at your service.
Whoa, that was loud. That way you can all just cross the water normally. First area, apparently, is completely safe, which is lovely for us. So let's move on then to the next tile.
Moving out. Moving out.
Well, anything following us?
Moving out.
Could have sworn there was an enemy here. Yep, just very slow apparently. What is it?
Moving out.
I say moving away so I can't see what it is.
Moving out.
Oh, that's a really small enemy group. Okay, we're going to just butcher this group in moments. I said yes, begin the fight, go. Yeah, a Sand Raider, a Sidewinder, and a Sand Raider. You know what? We're going to make this fun. We're just going to send in a single tank versus this force, and we're going to see how it does, eh?
Land mode standing by.
Well, the land didn't load in correctly for a start. Oh, hello. We can into space. Take that. Oh, Lord. Oh, no. Our bottom section just got attacked. I would say that's probably the weakest part of the tank, honestly. We still okay? Yeah, we're fine. We're just butchering the enemy still. Yep, against light armor, that's what this tank is built to kill. And even with its underneath completely exposed. Okay, let's continue, shall we? Well, that was a bit stupid. That was a bit stupid. I'm still sort of annoyed, though, that we haven't been attacked in a while. I know it's silly to be complaining about that, but I'm on ×2 reinforcement speed. I know I've climbed a resource zone from both groups, but they should be assaulting me faster than this. I want some fights. Yes. Who we got here then? We got a King Cobra, a Sidewinder, Sand Viper, King Cobra, and a Sand Viper. Believe it or not, they like their snakes. Not going to bring the copters into this fight. Or will I? You know what, yeah, let's have our first full group attack then. Since that's a lot of volume coming in from the enemy, let's have our full group in force today, shall we? Make sure they're all nice and far apart, so they get to different altitudes. That's lovely. In time, that is. Oh, really? Oh, wow. Our copters were way further ahead than they should have been. Oh, dearie me. That's actually potentially a problem. A Scorpion, go as close as you can, which is there. What are you? You the Mosquito? No, you're the Scorpion. Go back to land mode, buddy. I mean, to be fair, you were trying to be in air mode a second ago, but still, that's nothing to do with that. Oh, Lord. And this time, watch this. I'm going to spawn in here and make sure the land spawns. See, I saw a bit of water. I saw you trying to glitch out. I can see you, Lions. I know your tricks. Begin! Am I on the Mosquito? I think I might be. Yeah, definitely am. Why aren't you? There we are, now you're moving forwards. Took you a sec to turn on then, that was weird. Why is one of the copters that low? What are you doing? Why aren't you why have several of you just decided, you know what? I don't particularly want to move today. Well, why not? Now I'm inside of you. You're out of fuel. How did you not get fuel? All of you were set to siphon fuel when you spawned in, but apparently you didn't. Well, I'll make sure you're all in the same group after this, and then you can siphon fuel from your teammates. How about that? Whoa, look at that. That's pretty. It's like a firework display of the enemy. In the somewhat dark as well. Is it dawn or is it dusk? Either way. That looks pretty. I like that. There go our missiles doing a little bit of damage. Oh, that copter's going to be hurt. Thankfully, most of the shots just missed. There's the Mosquito. No, it isn't. Where is the Mosquito? I'm on the Mosquito. Why did you have to spawn so far away? Okay, one of the King Cobras looks like it's being absolutely devastated, mostly by the missiles, honestly. Yep, definitely. And then here come the Scorpion tanks to help out. Finally, the Mosquito has entered the battle, firing its first payload. The flares are doing nothing versus the oh dear, sliding missiles! Yes, take that! Bonus points for style. Well done to the Mosquito. Which is now over there, as it should do, as it's meant to kind of glide around the battlefield on the side. The copters are proving their worth. Well done to the eyes of the scrapyard. Which is shorter than their full version, so I quite like that name. Yeah, they are better than I remember them being. I say as one fires far too early. Yep, there we go. That was a pretty straightforward fight, honestly. Now, all of you, you know you're meant to be in the... Yeah, you're all meant to be in the same group, you know? That way you can share fuel. That's kind of the big deal. All of you stick on, keep a little. That way you're always giving to each other. Yeah, there we go. Yep, the copter should now be able to fly. There it goes. Yep, online. Excellent. The copters really are pretty good against these guys. Probably won't be against things like the Onyx Watch or the Lightning Hoods. The Lightning Hoods because lasers will just gut them in seconds, and the Onyx Watch just because those missiles are not going to be powerful enough to cut through the armor. Here's the bike. I couldn't find it in the save menu, so I had to quickly find it again, and I think this is an older version because it's hurting itself. And I distinctly... Oh, yeah, this is an older version. Okay, give me 5 seconds just to fix this so it's no longer the older version, and then I'll spawn it into the campaign. So how this works is it has 2 tiny little guns here which do next to nothing, and then it has an auto-loader here which is attached to a cannon, which actually does do nothing, but when it rams into the target, it activates this here, the ammo ejector, and thus it ejects all of these shells all at once directly into the enemy's face, which, as you can imagine, kind of hurts because these shells are pure high explosive. Yeah, they hurt. Now, we could also mix it with a nuke as well, but I don't really want to use nukes all that much this time since I have used them in the past. Anyway, let's fix this up, shall we? Just to show how it works. Oh, it is kind of lovely. Although I do think different types of shells, maybe heat shells or Hess shells or something like that, might work better. That's just... Well, it's pretty fun. Lathrix, are the attack bikes literally called bike? The answer is yes. And I could already make 2 of them. Now, as for over here, you should be getting to a suit. Whoa! Why are you not moving anymore? Oh, I can't see the movement trails.
On my way. Yes, yes.
Well, that's odd. Reload the game? I'm thinking reload the game. Okay, this is just being super annoying. So what we're going to do is we're going to attack both of these forces at once.
Moving out. Moving out.
Oh, Lord, that's a completely different force entirely. Never mind then. They attacked twice in like a few seconds. That was weird, considering how long it's been since they attacked us last. And apparently the lightning hoods are still just sort of chilling. Oh, look, the satellite's almost here. Look at all these things we can see. Well, we may as well fight both at once then. You, go away. King Cobra, Sand Rider, and what's underneath there? Sand Viper, I think? Over here we have the Sand Viper, the Sand Winder, the Scrapworks, and the Titan. Okay, you. Let's spawn in all of you, please. That would be lovely. So how are we going to do this? I think the Mosquito just spawned instantly here, so... Altitude? Wait, what's your max altitude there? No, you're a copter, okay. That was a little bit weird, gotta be honest. I was wondering why the Mosquito could spawn in at 300 meters in the air. There we are then, let's have this battle beginning. Hello, tank. How you doing? Okay, looks like everything's fighting the closest enemies, which honestly is to be expected. Is there going to be some friendly fire? Oh, narrowly missing. Okay, good, a bit of friendly fire here. That's nice. It's already having trouble landing, but you go ahead and you shoot it in the butt, you lovely people, you. Then over here, things are... Okay, I made sure the land was definitely spawned in this time, so this is only the enemy's fault. But, oh my lord, what is happening over here? Well, you've lost. You've lost. Oh, is there a separate vehicle in here? Yeah, there's wait, no, you have missiles anyway. I don't know what happened there. Is that a second vehicle? It looks like it might be one of the bikes. Yeah, a copperhead has spawned in with the enemy. Well, there's nothing we could do there. We're already being overly fair here by allowing both of the enemies to spawn in at once. We could have been a bit more manipulative with that since this group is much faster than that group. But apparently the game wanted to just allow us to win. Oh, friendly fire again. Oh, I am hurt. That's good. I may die soon. Oh, that volley of missiles, though, from the copter. I forgot how good the copters are at the very start of the fight. There's the Mosquito missiles. There's me dead. Also, as per a lot of people's suggestions, I have gone down to only one repair bot per vehicle. A lot of people were also suggesting having a vehicle which only can repair, which doesn't actually join in with fights, and that may be something I do afterwards, but I would want it to fit the role. I'd like it to be something interesting looks-wise, so I'm not just going to make a block of wood that follows them around with healing things. I'll try and work on that later. The Scorpion proving itself once again being very valuable versus a light armor. Honestly, I didn't really fear the Dustwind gypsies all that much at this point. This is revenge for their role they played when they attacked us and we lost the first time we tried this campaign. I love my little copters. They're so little and coptery. Can one of you target this guy? Or it can just get in the way of the shots. That works too. Couple of missiles there, just making sure it dies, and bouncing missiles bouncing over the target, simply mocking it, I think. And that was a pretty clear victory. Now, are we okay? Yep, the enemies have not spawned in yet, which is great. The bike should be finished by now, I'd imagine. Yes, they are. Okay, bikes, get your butt over there.
Moving out.
You're going to be used in the last fight. Another enemy's been spawned in. No, what are you doing? I said go back. Why are you going that way? Oh, because I didn't spawn you out. That's why. Thankfully, both enemies are being incredibly slow. Good for them. That'll be a large fight in a second. Still nothing over here. In fact, we're just racking up resources. Oh, we're actually getting close to finishing off this resource zone. Oh, it is faster than this one. That's why. This one's only giving 3 per second at most. This one's giving 5 per second, so naturally it's a lot faster. Don't really want the bikes to fight here, but that's fine. That's the satellite, right? Okay, satellite, go over there so I can see where the boss is. You know, I really think that I need some more air support in this game. So I think the next build I'm going to have is either going to be a bomber jet, which will most likely use magnetic mines and just drop them all over the enemy, or... well, this isn't actually an aircraft, but still. Or we could go with a missile artillery unit, because we also don't have that much missile support, which is weird for me, because normally missiles are the things I always do the most. So, one of the two, most likely built in the next episode. Just a thought. Oh, and the reason why I want to use magnetic mines rather than using cram bombs is because the mines have a lovely habit of getting underneath the enemy vehicles. Because, well, they're sort of mines. If they miss the target, or if they just miss a little bit, the magnets then activate, they go towards the target, and tend to slide across the ground, and, well, glitch into the enemy, which is sort of awesome, because it can hit the vulnerable parts of the enemy. Also, with this, I think we're just going to have to go ahead and attack them, honestly, because they are going to take forever to reach us. So, change direction. We're going to fight everything at once. Oh, there's a tremor there. Maybe we should bring the bikes in then. Because I don't really have anything to fight a larger target. They do have a lot of resources. We have definitely been winning the resource war with this little set of scraps. Still no attack from lightning hoods, though. Here we go, then. The battle versus 2 of the enemy attackers. Well, actually, 1 defender, 1 attacker. So the tremor is honestly the only thing here which I am actually concerned about. It does have some nasty cram cannons, which should be able to break through the armor on the Scorpion tanks in maybe 2-3 hits. That doesn't sound too bad, but honestly that will just instantly kill the entire craft, because at that point it will have got through to the AI, to the turret and everything else. Remember, these are not particularly large vehicles, so anything which can break out the outer layer is pretty much good to go to win. So here's hoping that doesn't happen before we kill it. Now, I wasn't able to bring in the bikes this time, because sadly it seems like a few of their problems are still with them. Yeah, I don't know why, but they still have this horrible habit of trying to flip, so I will be trying to fix that before the Land Marauder fight, or at very worst, we will use them versus the Onyx Watch, because it does seem like they would be fantastic against those, so if we don't use them today, we still use them soon. Well, I forgot to make sure the land spawned in, because that's my job in this game, and yeah. Let's see how bad it is. If it's really bad, I'll reload. Oh. Yeah, that's pretty bad. 2 of the vehicles up here just died almost instantly because of that. That is not fair. Okay, reloading and save. This is why I have to save before every single fight these days. Oh, did I even save before the... okay, maybe I'm going to have to go back like 3 minutes now. So, be right back. For you, it'll be 1 second. Try 2. I just heard an explosion. Is it you? No, you're falling, but that's not an explosion. Let's allow the screens go fully... There we go, so now I can actually see what we're doing. What exploded? Oh, you just exploded. Well, you just died anyway then, apparently. Oh, because you spawned in with a copperhead. The copperheads have a horrible habit of spawning inside enemies. And you always spawn flipped. Just a few things I've noticed. Yep, one of the copters just crashed because I forgot they do the dive at the start and I spawned it in low because I was rushing because of the whole, you know, second time setting this up. Okay, the AI gun is going after the Tremor. I'm completely fine with that. Go Scorpion. Both of them, in fact, are going after the Scorpion. Going after the Tremor. Not bad. The missile's definitely helping. Bouncing missiles, just showing off there. Two of the copters are incoming. Oh, that looked painful. Both of the volleys hitting that target there. And then going on, and hopefully, will they finish off the Tremor? Not quite. The Scorpions are clearly focusing on something else now. Where are the Scorpions? Scorpions? Where are you? Oh, wow, you've been rammed. And by the looks of things, that's turned off your weapon. Okay, one of the Scorpions, I would say, is pretty much... Both of the Scorpions have taken critical damage. Did not see that coming. Okay, I think we have lost the Scorpions here. The Scorpions have been killed. Probably by the cram cannons and advanced cannons from the Tremor, and plus, well, lots and lots of copperheads and just lots of small arms fire. And then, of course, one of them being rammed. One of the copters was taken out on the way in then, sadly. Both of them still have their AI at least, and the Mosquito is somewhere. Yep, just focus on the tanks. They're still very hard to finish off. There we are, the missile's doing a lot. Oh no, one of the Scorpions is back online. Maybe it never was offline, honestly. That was the one which had lost some of its front. The rammed one seems to be off, though. Really, I spawn here? That's safe. Oh look, there's the Mosquito. Oh, just got hit in the back. Thankfully, most of the fragments missed, though. Our copter's continually harassing the Tremor. The Tremor's looking pretty bad, honestly. If we can just take out that main weapon, we've pretty much won. Ooh, I love how that main weapon looks. But if you can take that out, we've pretty much won. Oh, no, it was the rammed Scorpion which was still online. Okay. I guess it just couldn't get a clean shot or something. I don't know what was going on there to stop it from firing. Ooh, it's not firing well, though. Oh, yeah, several of its barrels have been destroyed, so it's lost a couple of its cannons within the turret itself. Copter's continuing to harass over here. You kind of look like you're going down. You've lost your tail. But at least you're trying. Wow, that was closer than expected. I mean, it still might be a loss here, honestly. It's mostly down to the copters. The Mosquito has been crippled, at least in terms of movement. Perhaps its engine's been knocked out, but it is still firing somewhat. Oh no, it can still move. It's just lost some thrusters. Okay. Oh, looks like you have badly damaged its main weapon. It's very much struggling now. Yeah, come at me, bro. I love that. Oh, look at him try. Oh, beautiful! Those two missiles going inside of the enemy. Massive devastation there. The enemy Tremor is 2 damaged and has been taken out. The copters proving their worth. That cram shot just got deflected. Okay, good. Yeah, 3 out of 4 of the cannons are working, so it was just one of them which was taken out. That one's just offline completely. A lot of damage done to the copters overall. This Scorpion badly damaged, the other one completely totaled. Okay, here's a bug which is happening right now. So I want to quickly highlight this because it's a bug which could potentially benefit me, which I really don't like. You see this tank here? it's lost its AI, which means it's AI dead. As you can see here, Scorpion, only one currently available, which is the one fighting. Which means this one is dead. But it isn't despawning, and well, it also isn't healing, though. For some reason, the healing also stops. They only have one repair bot right now, which is amazing how this one's got back to 100%, honestly. Perhaps the damage was a bit less than I thought, only on the barrel. Either way, like I was about to say, though, this shouldn't be in the battle, but as long as it isn't able to heal, I don't mind, but I don't know if that's the case completely. It doesn't seem to be able to heal. And remember, they can only hold 500 resources anyway, but still. Just a weird thing. That never used to be the case. Maybe it's a change recently. Maybe it has always been the case, but I've never noticed it. But I've noticed it a lot during this campaign. What's left? Something over here. Okay, well, it was a victory, but not a clean one. Several copters down, one of the tanks here offline. Down to 75%. Okay, so let's just heal up. We should have enough resources from this fight and the last fight to mostly heal up to full. The satellite's getting here soon, so I'll wait until that gets here so we can see where the boss is. It should be maybe one, maybe two more fights, then we win. Until then, though, I'm going to try and fix the bikes. Again. Another attack against us. Wow, they're really ramping up their attacks at the moment. There we go. A lightning hooded attack is finally moving towards us with another one of those fellows. Yep, the Eternal Light. Well, thankfully, we have loads of forces over here, including our defense turret, so that really shouldn't be too scary this time. Can you move away? I need to check things before this fight. Anyway, this fight, that fight, end fight. Okay, so this fight comes first, then the lightning hoods. Yeah, Scorpion, you are way too far away to be helpful there, honestly. I'm tempted not to spawn you in at all. I will, because you're definitely the strongest unit in this force, but really wish you were a little bit closer. Gotta be honest, a little bit closer. Also, I was going to check for fuel. It seems like the fuel's okay. Since they're all sharing, so they all should have somewhat similar outside of the bikes. Yeah, it looks like 800, 700 might be the minimum. Yeah, okay. So we're still okay for fuel, but we may need to send the Dauntless back over here soon to refuel before the end fight, which is really annoying, by the way. I definitely need to make a new cargo vehicle, one which just carries loads of stuff and can simply go with us in the fight. Vehicle? Yep, don't want you in the fight. Bikes? Actually, no, I don't want you. Although I just fixed you, I don't particularly want you in the fight. So, nothing else to say, really. Let's just make sure I spawn a little bit further back, or perhaps in a tank for my own protection. Oh, come on. What's with the rain every time? Battle begins. Begins with a lot of lag, actually. Wow, instantly going after our defense turret. Well, that's great for us. The steel curtain is there for that very purpose, so that's fine by me. Oh, you're about to be hit by your friend there, which is good for me as well, considering you're the main enemy. Incoming shells from the steel curtain. Let's see if they do anything. Well, one got detonated early. It was hard to see. It looks like they did some damage, but yeah, like I say, not that much. Oh, some of the HESH shells, though, went straight through. That's it. Just focus on the curtain as it goes to nighttime, and it becomes a nighttime rave. Okay, that was good. Yeah, seems like the steel curtain's weapons are doing exactly like I thought they would. They do some decent damage, but not as much as is actually needed. Remember, they are flak, frag, and high explosive. With a not proximity, a timed fuse. Okay, the armor's still up on the outside. It's hard to see, especially for the YouTube audience there, but the armor is still definitely up. Eternal Light takes some serious damage, although by the looks of it, the side has been massively damaged by the HESH shells Oh, lovely. Damaging the barrel there with the steel curtain shots. And now it's hitting the back section. Yet that's doing some serious work as well. And then some Hesh coming in. Excellent. That's it. Run away. Let's pause time for a second. I want to see how everyone's doing. It's very hard to tell when it's so dark. If I was the steel curtain, where would I be? Hello, steel curtain. Perfect. The heavy armor didn't take a scratch from those lasers. Oh, that's a lot of EMP. Here's hoping you can survive that. Well, that's lovely. Combination of Hesh and the guaranteed damage from the steel curtain like that then is definitely getting the job done. That's what you get when you try and attack us, lad. I'm sure there's meant to be a pause in my speech there, but it wasn't, because how angry I was. No, seriously though, that was lovely. Well done, guys. 2 damaged. The eternal light fades into darkness. That's it, focus on the steel curtain. I'm sure you'll hurt it eventually. By the way, the steel curtain does not use repair bots. It doesn't need them. That was brutal in all the right ways. Steel curtain, well done. You okay there, Scorpion? Yeah, you're fine. The enemies focused so much on the steel curtain, that was definitely why we won. Because if you recall, those lasers chewed through the Pharaoh tanks. And the Scorpion, of course, because they have the same base design. But against the heavy armor and layered armor at the front, as you can see, it just kind of lightly toasted it to a delicious bit of steel. I will say, though, the shells from the steel curtain didn't quite do as much damage as I was expecting. I was expecting little damage, but yeah, at one point I definitely destroyed the barrel of one of the guns, and that was a huge blow to the enemy. And at some other points I saw armor being flaked off, but yeah, the steel curtain is designed to take out flyers, fast opponents, and medium armored targets. The eternal light, which breaks the volume rule, yeah, it just takes no damage from the shells. I think one-on-one, well, definitely one-on-one, the steel curtain would fall. But the thing is, it's never going to be one-on-one. That's the whole point of the steel curtain. It's a regroup point. It's a nice defense if we're being pushed back. Although, to be fair, we could always just spawn in multiple steel curtains and then have one of them with Hesh shells, because that would be a lot more powerful than the Pharaoh tanks. Actually, yeah, way more powerful now I think about it. It's almost 3 times the power. The fire rate isn't quite as good per barrel, but yeah, it's got 3 of them at the same size as the Pharaoh tank, so it really would be a lot better. Anyway, how's things going over here? Do you know what I hate? Cliffhangers and outros. So with that, I'm afraid I am all out of time for today's video. This video has gone on way too long at this point. So much has happened, and we are just about to kill the Dustwind Gypsies, or at least attempt to, in the next video. So don't worry, I will be recording this straight afterwards, but there's going to be so much after I'm done editing, it's still probably going to be a near 30-minute or perhaps over 30-minute video, and at that point I think it's a bit too long for YouTube. So, thank you for watching. Again, I'll be recording straight away, attacking the Dustwind Gypsies, and then declaring war on the Onyx Watch, putting down some of our steel curtains, and then in that video, or the next video after that, we'll be building either a bomber, or a missile artillery, or maybe even a cram artillery. There will be a new vehicle very soon, because I know it can get very, very, very stagnant if we just keep on using the same vehicles over and over again. Honestly, how early this game is, I think we've added a lot of vehicles in a very short time. Thank you for watching. and goodbye. And of course, if you have enjoyed the video, then likes, favourites, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that From the Depths is a series you wish to see continued in the future. No, I didn't forget to say that and then had to simply paste it onto the end of the other outro. That would be silly.